Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. Some massive news for the Florida Gator fans as they really come out of nowhere and land four-star cornerback Wardell Mack from the state of Louisiana. Now, there was a lot of buzz around LSU, a lot of buzz around the Texas Longhorns. Billy Napier, Austin Armstrong, Corey Raymond come out and land a premier cornerback in this 2024 cycle. And what the Florida Gators are building in this 2024 class, truly special. Going to get into Wardell Mack, talk about what he brings to the table, dive into the film, and then talk about what this 2024 class looks like and what it could look like in a couple more weeks as they're trending for some more top targets as well. Now, before we get into it, just want to say thank you to you guys. It's truly been a blast, and you all know I love talking recruiting. The Florida Gator fans, you guys have been absolutely awesome, trying to cover as many of these commitments as I can. So appreciate you guys rocking with the boys, and if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Let's get into Wardell Mack. And the first thing that you see in his film, which we'll take a look at in a second, is, elite in press man coverage. And that's something that I bet Austin Armstrong really sold him. Like in this new Florida Gators defense under Coach Armstrong, there's going to be a lot of pressures. They're going to ask a lot of their cornerbacks to play man coverage and not really have much safety help as they're going to be bringing a lot of pressure. Wardell Mack, I think, is a really good fit in this spot just because of how good he is in man coverage, especially pressing guys, using that length that he has. Wardell Mack's a really exciting prospect, and I just want to give a quick shout out to Corey Raymond, the Florida Gators cornerbacks coach. You take a look, using his LSU roots, landing guys like Derek Stinley, Eli Ricks, even Keyshawn Boutte. He is an ace recruiter that not a lot of people are talking about. And you take a look at the cornerback classes that he's building in Gainesville, you got to be really excited about what Corey Raymond is doing in terms of being a young recruiter that can attract top talent. Now, I want to get into Wardell Mack, take a look at the film, because this is a guy that I'm really, really excited about. Really versatile. Again, I think he probably excels the most in press man coverage, but you're going to see him in off coverage here. His ability to have the twitch, break on the football, be physical at the catch point, something you really like. This is where I like the most, though. You're going to see him just use that length, squeeze that wide receiver right to the sideline. Really, really good athleticism in terms of mirroring defenders as well. But I just love how comfortable he is. And you're going to see him at the bottom of your screen here, just putting hands on wide receivers, squeezing them out to the sideline. That's kind of what I love most about him. And then when it comes to playing the football when it's in the air, I think that's where Wardell Mack really excels the most. Again, press coverage, using that length. Nothing seems easy in terms of trying to complete a pass on Wardell Mack. And you'll take that every day, just making everything hard, working in the nickel here again. Really good short area quickness, cutting off the wide receiver from the football. Physical guy, really good athlete. And again, just excels. And you can play him. You take a look back at some of these reps. He's all over the place, playing boundary cornerback, playing in the nickel. I love having guys, and you have another guy in Xavier Phil-Same who probably a very similar dude in terms of how versatile he can be in that back end. Also a phenomenal athlete and a two-way player, which you guys know I love. You see the movement skills. You see the long speed. Wardell Mack's a dude that there's not really many things that when you dive into the film and take a look at what you want in a cornerback, there's not many things that he really doesn't check in terms of boxes and what you're looking for. Ball skills, really, really good too, which you guys know I love, right? Cornerbacks going to the college football level oftentimes struggle playing the football. You might be an elite athlete. You can mirror defenders. But when that football's in the air, what can you do? Wardell Mack's a guy that as a wide receiver, you see the ball skills. You see the ability to go make a play in the football in the air. Wardell Mack, a really good get for the Florida Gators. And taking a look at this 2024 class, you have to be absolutely thrilled. And we've talked a lot about this. The future for what Billy Napier is doing is so bright. And he's focusing on doing it the right way. And that is recruiting guys out of high school, getting them into the program and developing them. And it might not come as quickly as some other new coaches who hammer the transfer portal, but you take a look at what he's doing. He's doing it the right way, getting top guys, specifically on the defensive side of the ball. And this 2024 class really does check all the boxes that you want. You take a look at the front seven, a guy like Jamonta Waller, 5-star edge rusher from Mississippi. You have a ton of really talented linebackers, Miles Graham, Adarius Hayes, Aaron Childs, probably my favorite guy in this class in terms of a long, lengthy linebacker that can do everything you want. And then on the offensive side, well, I guess we should focus on the secondary too. I mean, you have Xavier Filsaime, who I think I'm saying his name right. I've heard it a couple different ways, but he is, I mean, the crown jewel of this class, a 5-star safety from the state of Texas. Now you add Wardell Mack, who, again, depending on the recruiting services you look at, on 3, has him as a top 20 national player, the number 3 cornerback in this class. The secondary is looking good. And then on the offensive side of the ball, you have your guy in DJ Lagway surrounding him with dudes who are just electric, right? Dre Hawkins, one of my favorite prospects in this class, one of the fastest players in the 2024 cycle. Scrolling down the list, Tawaski Abrams, the nice flip, Isaiah Williams. This is a really complete class for the Florida Gators, and it is really early. Now, the last guy I want to talk about, and kind of in the discussion of what this class could look like. Now, we're still holding out hope for Jeremiah Smith, who, again, just continue to monitor that situation. But I think LJ McCray, coming from Daytona Beach, Florida, he's probably the last guy in this class that I think Florida's trending for. They have a lot of momentum on the recruiting trail. You talk about solidifying this front seven, adding that depth that we've been talking about so much. 6'6", 260. I mean, 12 months ago was kind of a no-name guy playing tight end. He's been going to college camps, and it's like this guy is truly a special defensive lineman. Believe he's committing sometime in September, and that would kind of be the cherry on top of what is a phenomenal class for the Florida Gators. But I don't mean to undersell Wardell Mack and what he's doing. I guess we'll go back to him real quick because this is a guy that when you talk about fit in this Florida Gators defense, a guy that can play man coverage like the best of them. Austin Armstrong's going to bring a lot of pressure. He's going to tell his cornerbacks and safeties that you got to be able to hold up in man coverage with not a lot of help. This is not a defense that's trying to protect cornerbacks. So if you're not trying to protect cornerbacks, you better have the dudes to play cornerback and kind of not need any help. Wardell Mack, Xavier Filsaime are guys that I don't think will not need a lot of help in a massive win for Billy Napier, Austin Armstrong, Corey Raymond, as they continue to build a really, really special class in 2024. Again, appreciate you guys. Wanted to keep it short. If you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later.